Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, February 15th, and unfortunately, I need to start over with my tomato starts, including all of the ones for the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026. So I will be replanting all of the seeds, almost all of the seeds, for my tomato starts. This is because I love them a little too much with water and managed to suffocate them, and they all died, unfortunately. So here we go. So I had a grand total of 50 tomato starts that I had done. And out of those 50, only 6 of them are doing okay. And those are these back here. It's hard to tell, but they are green. And when you look at the rest of them, unfortunately, they're yellow, or the first sets of leaves have fallen off. So they all need to be redone. So that is the project for this morning. I'm going to get these going, and I'm going to be much more careful about loving them too much with water. So I decided with my hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 plants, I'm going to plant another cup of each one of them, so I'll have 2 of each. I only had 1 of each before, but since what happened, I want to get a little bit of an insurance program. I use the solo cup method. It's an adaptation of something that I learned from Brian over at Next Level Gardening. It is taking a solo cup, filling it up part of the way with dirt, planting it, and then as the plant grows, as you know, tomatoes develop nodes so that they will grow roots off of the stalk. As the plant grows, I'll fill it up with dirt so it continues to have a nice, good root development. So to prep the solo cups, I just cut a little slit in each one of the corners on the bottom so that it will wick up the water into the dirt. Obviously being very careful with the box knife. Eventually I'll get a soldering iron to be able to do this. It'll make it much quicker. But at this point, I don't have it, so it's fine. We'll get this done. It won't take too long. I started using this method a couple years ago, and I really like it. It helps a lot in helping the plants while they grow inside before we're ready to take them outside when the weather is proper. Gives them a lot of space to grow and develop those roots, and really when I put them in the ground outside, they had a nice little head start with their root development. I'm sure some of you watching are probably cringing that I'm using the knife and having it kind of point my hands and my fingers while I'm cutting these. I've done this so many times. I've been very careful and lucky so far not to cut myself with a knife. This particular knife, I didn't have good luck with it earlier last year when I was installing my drip irrigation system, and I went to cut one of the hoses off of one of the connectors and sliced my finger open. So that was a trip to the urgent care and then a follow-up. But, you know, it's part of life. Now I have a nice scar and a firm part of the finger, so it won't happen again. Okay, I'm going to label the cups. For these ones, since they are part of the tomato challenge, I'm going to put hashtag tomato challenge 2026 on them, and then of course the name of the variety. This is the big rainbow. And the Kentucky beefsteak. The mortgage lifter. My penmanship is not very great this morning. It is a bit challenging to write on this curved surface. So I'll give myself a little bit of a pass there. Look at that, I messed up 2026. Wow. And then the last one is the Granny Cantrell. Okay. So I've got them all set. Those are ready. On the ones that I had planted a couple weeks ago and failed on by overwatering, I've already removed the starts from the cups, excuse me. So I've taken them out. It's funny, the stems look okay, but those leaves are all dead, so I'm afraid that they're not going to be able to recover. So I think starting fresh is the best thing to do. One of the things about gardening that I've learned from a couple of the individuals that I follow on YouTube is that really when you have a failure, so to speak, or you have something that doesn't go right, don't beat yourself up. It's time to you can just pick up, move on, change your plan, and just do it again. It really is very healthy for the mind to do it that way. I learned this primarily from Chad over at Down Home Backyard Gardening, and I really respect what he has to say and that he takes ownership for his garden misses and just moves on. So that's what we're doing here today. So when I planted these a few weeks ago, I had put about this much dirt, so a little about a third. I'm going to move it up to be about halfway, as I'm going to do with all of the other tomato starts that I have to restart today. I'll be doing this for a while. I will not be filming all of it, but I do want to film the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 ones because that's part of the challenge and part of documenting part of documenting it. So I'm going to get some more dirt in these cups and get to planting. So I will pack down the dirt a little bit in each one of these. I want it to be a nice, not super compact, but somewhat compact environment for putting the seeds in, and that way they can kind of grab hold of those nutrients and the condensation of the water in the dirt to get their start and get going. We're going to do well this time, I feel it, so I'm ready to go with these. So they are getting a little bit of water leaking out of the cups, so I'm just going to put them in a tray while I work with them so they don't get the table all wet. already. Getting a little bit of condensation on the table, but that's okay. Okay, so let's get started with the big rainbow. We have got 2 of them in here. Of course, I had them all in nice order, and now I've managed to get them out of order. No big deal. Get my little handy dandy tool here, and get the holes ready for the seeds. I like to put at least 2 seeds in each one. Sometimes I will do 3, depending on how big the seeds are, what the variety is, those kinds of things, or how many seeds I have. I'm going to do 3 in each one of these, just again for a little extra insurance. I really want these to start and get going, because starting them a 3rd time is not going to be an option, because they're going to work out. And we'll get them covered, get them in that dirt, and off to the next one. So next we're going to do the Kentucky beefsteak. You're in here somewhere. There you are. All right, get the hole ready. So this seed starting mix has some larger pieces of material in it. So I'm just pushing those out of the way to make sure they're not going to be in the way while the seed starts to come up, and after they germinate and come up out of the dirt and present themselves to the world. Okay, Kentucky beefsteak is in the dirt. Those seeds are going to come up, and they're going to be beautiful, and they're going to present themselves hopefully in just a few days. So next we are going to do the mortgage lifter. I got all of my seeds for the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 from Baker Creek, or Rare Seeds. And I was inspired on the varieties by Chad at Down Home Backyard Gardening. Kind of copying a little bit on a few of them, or all of them actually. But it really looked interesting, so I thought, I'm going to give these a go this year. I typically don't have good luck with heirloom beefsteak variety tomatoes, so I'm hoping that, I'm hoping that this year I'm going to have great luck and at least place in the challenge. But participating is also a really great thing too, because it really is about the process. I love gardening. I have really developed a passion and a love for it since the pandemic, when I moved out into the area that I live in out here in Zone 10A, out in the Thousand Oaks area. Excuse me. And I moved out of apartments and into a duplex style condo that has a little bit of a yard. We'll do a garden tour here soon. Most of it is cement, so I've been utilizing raised beds and a lot of containers to plant and do my gardening. But again, I really developed a love and a passion for gardening when I moved out here, because it really is, it's very cathartic, and it's great for the mind. It's a great stress reliever, and just getting your hands in the dirt sometimes really is helpful. So those are the 4 varieties of the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 tomatoes that I'm going to be growing. They are the Big Rainbow, the Kentucky Beefsteak, Granny Cantrell, and the Mortgage Lifter. So hopefully in a week or 2 I'll be doing a little update video and showing you little seedlings that have come up and ready to meet the world. Okay, it's been a couple hours and I've gotten all of my tomato starts redone after I killed the other ones that I started a few weeks ago. I also planted some additional herb seeds, some basil. So let's take a little look. So these right in front are my hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026. So we've got them all planted. Then I have all of my other tomato starts. This year I have a variety of cherry tomatoes, determinate tomatoes, indeterminate tomatoes, and dwarf tomatoes. I've really started to enjoy the dwarf tomatoes, and I get my seeds from Victory Seed Company, part of the Dwarf Tomato Project. So there are a few in here that have the plants in them. Those are the ones that were saved. And then I also have started some peppers, some poppy, snapdragon, cosmo, chamomile, all flowers. Got some onions as well, bunching onions, red onions, and early Texas grano, yellow onions. Down on this shelf, got my first round of cucumbers, and these are all herbs, including basil, thyme, dill, and then this is my new basil planting. Well, that's about it for today, Sunday, February 15th. Hopefully my garden won't get too destroyed by the rains that are coming this week. We're supposed to have quite a bit of rain in Southern California, so I'll be monitoring it, hopefully to help mitigate some of the damage. Y'all have a good week.